Hey, welcome back to Cox Family Cooking. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Olivia.
And today we're making my grandma's famous taco dip, or what do we call it here?
Mexican casserole.
And there's a funny story behind that because my husband refused to eat it for dinner if it was called a dip. So then he made us call it a casserole because then he would eat it for dinner. So that's why we call it Mexican casserole. So it's a great meal if you want to just hang out in your pajamas like we're doing and do a game night or a movie night at home. So let's go through what you need to get started. Olivia?
So you need 1 pound of hamburger, 1 pack of taco mix, half a cup of taco mix, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 can of refried beans, and 3 cups of mozzarella cheese.
Perfect. So you're also going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and it's going to end up cooking once we get it all assembled for about 30 to 45 minutes depending on your oven. So let's get started cooking.
So now what we're doing is we're taking our 1 pound of hamburger and we're cooking it until it's fully brown. And then after it's fully brown, we're going to drain the grease and then
we'll add the next ingredients. All right, so while Olivia's back there browning her hamburger meat, what I'm going to do is take a half a cup of water and add in our taco seasoning. Now on the back of the packet, it's gonna tell you want 3/4 a cup of water normally, but not for this recipe. We just want a half a cup. So I'm just gonna take that and mix that together. Once Olivia drains the grease from the hamburger, we're gonna add this into there and let it cook for a few minutes. Next, what we're gonna do is take a cup of sour cream, and I like to just put it in a liquid measuring cup, makes it a little bit easier. And then what I'm gonna do next with it, besides make a huge mess, so once I get about a cup in there, I am then going to add my taco seasoning. And you're gonna want about a half a cup. So depending on how much you like taco seasoning, and we're using the mild one because that's what our family likes best, but you could use medium if you wanted to. You're gonna wanna pour in about a half a cup, and I kind of just eyeball it. And then you're gonna mix it together. So when you mix it together, it should actually start to have kind of like a light pink or medium pink color to it. So as you can see, as I mix it together, it's gonna get this light pink color. So you're gonna mix it fully. And this is gonna go in your taco dip / Mexican casserole too. So this is what the color normally will look like. And you can add more taco sauce to this if you want. I would just really caution you that the more taco sauce you add, you might want to think about changing up the amount of sour cream because it can make the entire thing a little runny if you add way too much. So that's what we're gonna do now, and we're gonna wait until Olivia's done to get started on the next step.
So now that I browned my hamburger and drained the grease, I'm gonna put my taco mixture in.
And she's just gonna stir that for about a minute until it starts to really incorporate in the hamburger. And then we're gonna go ahead and incorporate our can of refried beans. All right, so now that Olivia has added in the taco seasoning and water mixture and it's really incorporated with the hamburger, we're gonna add a can of refried beans. So we're just gonna take those, and I'm gonna help her do that for a second so she can just mix it in. And you're just gonna wanna fully incorporate that with your hamburger and let it cook for about a minute. All right, so now that we have added our refried beans to the hamburger mixture, here's my trick. Take the back of your spoon and press down the refried beans in order to really incorporate with the hamburger. So you wanna do that instead of just stirring it around because you want refried beans and hamburgers to be mixed completely throughout. So the best way to do that is the back of your spoon. And once you really get that all incorporated, you don't need the refried beans to get hot for the next step. You just need it really incorporated. And then you're gonna transfer this mixture to a 2.5 quart or larger casserole dish that can go in the oven. All right, so now that we have our hamburger and refried bean mixture in our 2.5 quart casserole dish and we've smoothed that out, so it really should look something like this. We're gonna add next on top of that our sour cream and taco sauce mixture. So Olivia, you wanna do that for us?
Yeah. So before you put it on the Mexican calf or the beef, you're gonna stir it up a little bit, and then you're gonna spread it out and flatten it.
Yeah, so Olivia's just pouring it out of the cup, and then she's just gonna take the back of her spoon and make sure it's spread out across the entire thing really evenly. All right, so let's go ahead and get that spread out, and we're just gonna take, like I said, the back of our spoon, spread it out until you have it really even. And you'll notice that a lot of it's gonna go right in the middle, and so just going ahead and just taking that and quickly kind of spreading out. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means, but you just want it even all over. And then once you have that even, you're gonna grab your shredded mozzarella. So you're gonna need about 3 cups of this. And then once you do that, you're gonna put all of that on top. And if you hear the pitter patter of little feet in the background, that's because we have how many dogs, Olivia?
3.
3. And you know what they love?
Cheese.
Cheese. So if they hear cheese, you say cheese, they hear a cheese bag open, they smell cheese, they all run and basically stand at your feet until you give them some. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this, and then we're gonna give the dog some cheese. So now Olivia has it all spread out. Let's go ahead and just show everyone what that looks like. And you can see it's just on top, it's really even, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're gonna take our, well, this bag has barely any cheese on it. So this bag is about 4 cups, so we're gonna take about 3/4 of that. So why don't you take part of this and just spread it out while I pour it on, Princess? Okay, so that's about 3 cups. And you're just gonna take it with your hands, spread it out evenly. You don't wanna have any areas where there's too much and it's clumpy, but once you have it all spread out, then what you're gonna do is pop it in the oven, so a 350-degree preheated oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. All right, so Olivia, what happens when the dogs hear or smell cheese?
They
expect it, right? Immediately. So Olivia's gonna give the dog some cheese, so let me introduce you to our dogs. That's Zoe, that's Ernie, and that's Emmett. And now they're gonna have a cheese-a-thon. So she's just putting little piles of the shredded mozzarella on the floor for the puppies to enjoy. And that's what happens every day in the house when anyone gets cheese out. All right, so it's been in the oven at 350 degrees for, ours took about 45 minutes tonight. And so when I take it out, it's gonna look, you want it to look something like this. So the cheese is all melted and it's brown around the ends. And then what do we serve it with, Olivia?
Tostitos.
So just put it on a plate for everyone, grab some Tostitos and dig in. Thanks for joining us on another episode of
Cox Family Cooking Show.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.